It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. And since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please, won't you be my YouTube neighbor? Hello, I'm Lisa Fry, the Catholic unschooler. Yes, I do not send my children to school, and we don't even sit at the table like we used to do for years and years, their whole life. Hardcore homeschooling. Oh no, those days are over. Okay, so what am I doing today? Today, I have a nice crock pot. I just felt like something with no meat, and I know it looks like a mess right now, but there's all spices, and it's going to be like a nice tomatoey, soupy type thing. It's all in there. And I'm trying to clean my stove with the product that my mother-in-law just gave me. Yeah. And I mean, it's making it look shiny, but it's not really coming out terrific yet. Excuse me. I've had a cold and a little bit of a cough lately. Now I'm going to have to use the razor blade. See all that gook? Let's try it. Let's try. Definitely comes out shinier for sure than just washing it with vinegar. Yeah, see how that stuff has to be scraped off. You know what I'll do? I'll put more of this stuff. I'll try this. I got a razor blade. Oh yeah, much better. Wow, I can see the lines on the burner. See, there's no lines over there, but I bet you we'll see them soon. So, my husband, when you unschool, you are focused severely on the child's talents and interests. Now, I would imagine that even if I did send my children to public school or private school or homeschooled, that I would still have that in my mind. But you know what? I have a feeling that maybe there are people who don't do that. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people that I see, listen to, talk to, you know, they trust the school system to do all that for them. Now, when you're at the schools, even though there might be an array of interests that they could get involved in, you know what? Your child is unique, and they may not even be interested in any of those things. They just probably pick one because, you know, hey, that's the best I could do, so I might as well pick that one. Yeah, sure, that'll be interesting. But maybe it's not anything that they really were born to do. You know what I mean? So what's wonderful is to really give kids, the reason why I love to unschool is because your child learns all day long, okay? They're asking questions, you're presenting things and ideas all the time to them. Information is constantly about, especially if you have the mindset that I'm unschooling my children, so we're not doing your typical sitting down in the books all the time. So, very minimal in my house with math, English, and writing, meaning printing and cursive, because I know their strengths. I know what they're good at. And all day long we have discussions about certain things that come up. So I have lived for 47 years, and I see that life is just not that difficult. All right. And if you do want to get into a profession, maybe one of my children want to get into a profession that requires a certain education, then, you know, like my daughter, my little girl, she is going to be 10 soon, but she likes bones. So is she totally into them right now? No. But you know what she did buy? Let me show you. It's really cute. Can you see this? For Halloween, I'm not into body parts at all. I just don't like that. I think it's an abomination, excuse me, against God. But they're ice cubes. And I thought, wow, you're interested in bones. Let's use that for my girl. So we're constantly trying to zone in, and they have all day to do it, right? So maybe they'll bounce you up in the cabinet, by the way. They can bounce around to different things. Maybe there'll be days where they're really not doing much of anything. So my husband is helping our son, who is now a teenager. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. I love my son. My son. So he is away helping him with his scootering. If you go onto his channel or mine, you will see his channel is Seth Angelus, and on YouTube. And yeah, if you go to YouTube there, you'll see a lot of his videos, but mainly you can see them on my video as well, or my channel as well. So my husband has invested many days and many miles on helping him learn certain tricks. So you know the scooter ramps at the skate parks? Well, he does like the flips and the turning of the scooter, and it's just all wild and crazy. I can barely get off the couch half the time, so that's awesome. Now, do I know where that's going to end him up someday? No, I don't. But does it matter? No, because I know it gives him a ton of confidence, and you never know what not necessarily scootering will take him to, but just having that confidence that he's succeeding in all these tricks that he's doing, and, you know, getting the support by his friends and their families, and it's just awesome, you know? So, all right, I'm going to get back to cleaning my stove, because and I'm going to show you the before and after. So, I'm going to take a break from that because there's a lot of scrubbing. While I'm waiting for Graham, who is my mother, to come here. However, she is going to come here. She took the day off, and she's going to be with us today. But while I am, you know, here on YouTube, in your living room or on your phone, wherever you are, I want to let you know that I am going to be, I was thinking about this last night, I am going to be your personal, you know how people have personal trainers for fitness? I'm going to be your personal trainer for inspiration, okay? Your motivation. Now, it's true that God needs to be that ultimate inspiration, right? But through His grace. So I pray for you every day. So starting off with God's grace to come into your life, then if you come to my channel and you're listening to me right now, I am going to be the one in your life. If you do not have anybody, maybe you have a ton of people, maybe you have one, but if you don't, or maybe you would like some more, I am going to be here for you because I love to inspire people. I do. Why? I don't know. Because I love people. Okay, and why do I do that? Because I love God. And when you love God, you have to love people. If you say you love God, this is what Holy Scripture says. If you say, "Oh, I love God," and then you look at any person at all and you say, "I hate people," or "I hate that person," then you are a liar. God says that you cannot love God. You can't love Him unless you love His creation. Now, does that mean that you have to love the horrible things that people do? Absolutely not. However, you have to love them, okay? You don't have to love what they're doing, but you have to love them, all right? You don't even have to talk to them, you know? You just have to make sure that your heart is all in the right place, that you have really great intentions, that you hope the best for them. You don't even have to want them near you. You could just really make sure that you are praying for their salvation, that they are all going to be blessed, and that their heart turns around if they're horrible. So you want to pray for all humanity. So, all right, I'm going to get back to cleaning, and that's about it. So I'm your cheerleader. I wish I had my pom-poms. If you go to my wedding video, you'll see that I have a pom-pom in my hand when they're announcing us coming into the reception hall. And the reason for that was because I felt so blessed that I won the man of my dreams. Like, I just won him. I felt like I won a prize. And so I was just celebrating. And I always said that when I get to heaven, if you're looking for me, just go to the throne of God, and I'm going to ask God to give me the other pom-pom. And I'm going to be, really celebrating him. And so I wish I had my pom-poms for you guys, because, if you're down and out, if you're feeling that depressed feeling, do you ever feel that depression come over you and it's like you just can't knock it? Well, you should go to my other video all about that, Discerning of the Spirits, because we do have, that cartoon with you have a good angel, and then you have the devil on another side. This is all true. This fight, like, if we could take reality and just swipe it away, you would see a battle going on. There's a spiritual fight, you see? So and that will teach you all about, I haven't finished the series, but you can get going and listening to it. Discerning of the Spirits, it's in the playlist. It's really hard to breathe because I have this cold, but I'm not giving into it. Speaking of which, this here, I made a little concoction. 2 times you spray it. It's the throat spray. This is supposed to kill any bacteria, nastiness in your throat. It helps you breathe too. It's peppermint and lemon and mixed with water. Excuse me. Woo! Okay. So, yeah. So if you are feeling anxious, all that there, you can learn why you're feeling those things. Yeah, you could be maybe lacking a vitamin or whatever. But, when they say oh, you're a manic depressant, or you're depressed, you need this medication just for a while. Oftentimes, it's to hook you to drugs. You see, that whole psychological department where they dope you up on drugs. If you investigate, do your homework on where all that came from, what's that? The industry, psychology. If you look this up online, psychiatry, the industry of death. It's a beautiful video from beginning to end. They show you when psychiatry started, why it started, what's the purpose of it, and how their methods change over the years. And the purpose is to control the masses and to torture and to make money like crazy, right? So I hate to say it to you if you are going to school for all this, that, and the other thing, but you have to really know where it's coming from. So every time, that's what I think personally, that's why they made marijuana legal, because it's another way to dope you up, get you in a stupor, and control you, right? Because when you're stoned, you're out to lunch. You are, okay? I don't want to hear about how, it's for this, that, and the other thing. All right. Before, it was a drug. Stay away from it, right? You'll be under arrest. Now it's like a wonder thing, right? Yeah, sure. And don't forget, God says, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven if you are a drunkard, okay? Drunkards do not enter. So if you're stoned, you're in the same category. So don't really mind if you don't agree. That's okay. Hey, like my grandmother used to say, you like it, go ahead. But you won't catch this girl stoned, and you won't catch, me promoting it at all. So the whole point in my conversation with this is that when you feel anxious, you feel depressed, that it shows your lack of trusting God, right? I have this great picture. Let me show you. I gave one to my kids before they left the house today. Okay. Jesus, I trust in you. Can you see that? Okay. And there's a beautiful picture of the water and blood that came from Jesus. Yeah. So it's a beautiful picture. And so that when we feel anxious and depressed or sad, you know, it really does, it doesn't mean you're not going to feel those things. It's how you're handling it while you're going through it, okay? God made us to have feelings and to have emotions, and they're all okay. He says you can get angry, just don't sin in your anger, right? God gets angry. He gets jealous, okay? He's a jealous God. But it's how you behave while you're feeling these ways. If you're cursing somebody just because they're cursing you, what's that doing, really? It's offending God, okay? So you're supposed to pray for your enemies, right? Bless those that persecute you. Excuse me. So, my nose. So it's how you are behaving. So you're going to have all these feelings, of course, but it's how you're handling them while you're going through it. Are you going to say, oh, hey, you know what? I don't feel very good right now. I feel anxious. Oh, yes. You know, or I feel depressed. Oh, yeah. No. You're going to do this. You're going to go over to a picture of God, and you're going to beg him and thank him for giving you your life. Thank you that he's not going to crush you, that he's only going to give you what you can handle. So these are very important. But the main, real important thing as well is to ask him to show you what he wants. Ask him, say, Lord, you know, show me the truth, right? Please show me what it is you want me to know, right? And then you can also, there's so many things that you need to do, right? Investigate your history about the Catholic Church, okay? Because it's the only Christian faith that has lasted for 2,000 years. Yes, every other denomination under the sun has come 1,000, yes, I didn't say a day, I said 1,500 years later. Later came all the other religions. So they are man-made. So why am I talking about this? Because you have to know, right? So God has created all of us to do his will. And if we don't, you know, belong to what he has instituted, you're going to feel a mess. I mean, you're going to feel a mess even when you're in it. Trust me, okay? So you're going to feel a mess at times. But it's how we're handling it. So when I am a mess, I will say, and when I say a mess, I mean depressed, confused, angry, scared, anxious, whatever the feeling is. I say to myself, okay, have I gone to confession? I don't mean just saying it in the air. I mean doing what God has instituted. He instituted confession. Yes, to go tell your sins to a priest because he is the representative of Christ. It's what God established. It's what all the martyrs and all the saints have believed right from the beginning. All those people that in the Colosseum in Rome, when they were getting killed by lions, they weren't Lutherans. No, they wouldn't follow Martin Luther. They were Catholic. Okay, the name Catholic wasn't always there because it was given to them 300 years later because they were hiding in the catacombs, underneath tunnels in the grounds of Rome. And so because they were getting persecuted, so they would have to have Mass, meaning church, Holy Communion, underground. So finally, they were called out by the emperor at the time, Constantine, and they said, okay, we're going to give them this name, Catholic. Okay, they're not to be persecuted any longer. They can practice their faith, and they will be called Catholics, which means, so it means universal. For everyone, okay? So it's very smart. If you live for 500 years, you still would not find all the beauty in the Catholic Church, all right? So why am I talking about this? Because you have to have all your ducks in a row. You have to go, you have to belong, you have to believe, right? Even if you don't believe, you just say that prayer, Lord, please show me, please help me. I don't understand it. I don't agree to it. I don't believe it. But if you want me to, please show me, you know? And then all the doors start opening up. You got to do your history. History is so important, okay? Because it's all there. People often say, oh, what do I need history for? I don't need history. You know, what do I care what happened in the past? Well, if you don't do that, you could end up in hell, okay? You have to know what's going on. Do your history. It's all there. And I know I'm rambling on, but this video is to help you to be more educated in yourself. And I'm your cheerleader. And a lot of people either don't know or they'll lie to you. So when you go to confession, right? So when I feel all those horrible ways, I'll say to myself, okay, why am I feeling like this? You know what? Let me do an examination of conscience. Let me really examine myself. A lot of times you can go online and do them and you can answer questions and see like, is my mind being offensive against God? So I say, okay, let me go to confession. Let me clear the air with all of that. So I'll go, and then if I still feel horrible, which oftentimes I do, you'll feel wonderful that all your horribleness has been wiped away. You really have to, it's like, I remember being so miserable and so horrible that literally I was at church one Sunday, and I couldn't even look at the priest because I was so, I felt like I was in a boxing ring with the devil. I really did. And I had to hold on to the pew in front of me while I was sitting down, and I was like this. I could hear the priest, and I could take only his voice in. I couldn't take in anything else in my eyes, in my mind. I just couldn't. It was way overwhelming what I was suffering, and I just had to just listen, And through all of that, I learned in that particular incident that I needed to rely on God. All the phone calls in the world, all the medication in the world doesn't exercise that. How brave are you going to be while you're going through a situation? Okay, when you dope yourself up, it doesn't exercise your muscles, your spiritual muscles. You have to be brave. That's what being a martyr is that you could be a martyr now. You could say, you know what, I'm going through a really terrible time. Why should I dope myself up and deal with my problems? God has purposely allowed things to happen to all of us, but it is to help us to only get closer to him while you're going through it. Okay? He knows what he's doing. As my mother says, he's not stupid. Okay? And it's all okay. Everything's going to be all right. All right? You keep pressing forward. God will never crush you because he loves you so much. Okay? Your problems, you will not faint. You will not, you won't die. All right? You won't die from all of your sufferings, whatever it is you're going through. Maybe it's your marriage. Maybe it's your children. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's your house. Whatever the case may be. Maybe your health. Okay? Maybe someone else's health. Whatever the case may be, you have to understand that nothing, even the most horrible things, nothing is allowed to happen to any one of us unless it has been approved by God, period. Okay? So your sufferings will not kill you. Now, if you have a deadly disease, even something like that, okay, God knows what he is doing. He knows exactly what it's going to take to get you closer to him, because in the end, that really is what is the most important. The worst thing in the world is not even cancer, okay? Not even being separated from your loved ones that we love so much. It is going to hell is the worst thing in the world. Okay, a lot of people don't like to talk about hell. Well, you're going to have to listen to it if you really care, because, you could shut this video off if you like. However, it is a real place that lasts forever. Now, how do I know? Because tradition says so, okay? So am I going to believe nonsensical things, or am I going to believe, what Christ came to tell us, which is very important. So I am your cheerleader. I am Lisa Fry, the Catholic Unschooler. I am here to cheer you on. And if you have, say, a question about something that might be upsetting you, you can email me at Lisa Fry, the Catholic Unschooler @gmail.com, and we can discuss things like that online or through the mail. Excuse me. Or if you would like to have an open conversation on the comments to help others, we can do that too. So, you know, I can cheer you on. Do I know everything? No, but I do know, oh, it's hard to breathe. I do know how to be there, supportive, and a lot of things are tactics to destroy you. I know it makes it sound like, oh, they're there to help you, but it really isn't. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of perseverance, a lot of determination, and no compromising. That's it. To be focused. I mean, I know I've suffered tremendously in my life, and you just have to be determined to press through it. Like my father taught my mother, and she taught me, the only way out is the way through. You have to keep going. Keep going. Because you know what? It doesn't last forever. And, you know, even if something did last forever, just to say that, you know, how are you being brave about it? Just because you love God does not mean you will not suffer. Oh no, it's quite the contrary. God says in the Holy Scripture that I promise you suffering. Okay? These things bring us closer. It's not that he hates us. It's not that he wants to doom us and bother us and wish us, you know, bad things, calamity. He's bringing us closer to him. He's the one that created all of us. He knows what is going to draw us nearer to him and to help us to be holy and to help us live the best life. So I just want to encourage all of you. So I'm going to sing to you. All right. So let me see. All right. This is my outro. Okay. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside, and when you wake up, ooh, ready to say, I think I'll make it a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling, a feeling you know that I'll be back when the day is new, and I'll have more ideas for you. And you'll have things, oh, my voice is horrifying right now, you'll want to talk about. I will too. Don't forget, Jesus, I trust in you. Some days you'll feel so bad that the only thing you can keep saying is, Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. And then that's your desolation time. There's like no feeling of comfort. Okay, you just keep repeating those words, and then one day you'll see. Ta-da! But may God bless you all. And I know that whatever, you know, and the other thing is that when you're going through something, to make things as private as possible. Okay, you don't need to tell the world, everybody, everything that you're going through, unless of course you have a mission and you're trying to help other people. But if it's just like you're going through something, be very, very, very careful who you tell. Even your greatest friends, even your greatest members of your family, you have to be careful, because not every single person is out to really, really understand what you're going through that's going to get you through it. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes people, if somebody says to you, you say to somebody, oh yeah, well my husband and my wife did this, or my kids did that. And then the other person you're talking to says, oh, really? I can't believe that's terrible. Like if they talk in that kind of tone, usually it's like they're not being mindful that they're helping you, okay? Because that is just inflaming your upsetness. So anyway, I'm going to go have my coffee. Stop talking to me, will you? Today was a more God-centered conversation. No one's around right now, so I have this time to talk with you. So I hope that you will come back to the channel. You can visit Sarah Nevina, Nevina, at my daughter's channel. You can visit my son, Seth Angelus, on YouTube. He hasn't really put many things up there lately. And what else? And, oh yeah, we also have a family channel called The Attractive Track Trackers. We don't always post videos up there, but we do have a few. They're really funny. All right, so may God bless you. Hey, just in time. Okay, God bless. And remember, God is good all the time. Before I go, all right, so you can see the lines coming out. The stuff's still caked on a lot, but you can see it. So I got a lot of scrubbing to do. Ay, ay, ay. Look at the difference. See, that one's all filled with guck. Right? And that one there is coming off slowly.